Hello YouTube, Austin here, bringing you an exciting video about Nikola Tesla, a man who was an inventor, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, physicist, and futurist. He was a genius pioneer in the early days of electricity and has had an everlasting impact on the world today. Let's begin. Tesla was born in July 1856 in what is now known as Smiljan, Croatia. Tesla was the fourth of 5 children. He had an older brother, Dane, and 3 sisters, Milka, Angelina, and Marika. Tesla's mother, Juka, was the one who sparked Tesla's passion for inventing because in her spare time she would invent small household appliances. His father, Milutin, was a Serbian Orthodox priest and writer who pushed young Tesla to join the priesthood. However, Tesla would never follow in his father's footsteps. His true love laid in the sciences. In 1870, Tesla moved to Karlovac, which is a city located in central Croatia. Here, he enrolled in the Higher Real Gymnasium School. It was here that Tesla found his love for electricity. Tesla's physics professor at the time bewildered him with demonstrations of electricity that Tesla described as a mysterious phenomena that made him want to know more of this wonderful force. Tesla ended up graduating a year early in 1873. In fact, he was so gifted at school that his teachers often thought that he was cheating because he could perform integral calculus in his head. After graduating, he returned to his hometown of Smiljan, where he fell deathly ill after contracting cholera. Cholera is a bacterial infection of the small intestine that can be caused by consuming unsafe water or food that is contaminated with human feces. Cholera causes symptoms of severe diarrhea and vomiting, which leads to extreme dehydration. If left untreated, it kills about half of the affected individuals. Little did Tesla know, this sickness would help him become the legendary person that he is today. While sick, Tesla's father made a promise with him that if he recovered, he would allow him to pursue engineering at the best school possible. Finally, after 9 months of being bedridden, with death knocking at his door, Tesla recovered and gave credit to the works of Mark Twain for his survival. In 1874, Tesla's dad stayed true to his promise and allowed him to enroll at the Austrian Polytechnic School located in Graz, Austria. To no one's surprise, Tesla flourished his first year at the university, achieving the highest grades possible and even passing 9 exams, which was double of what was required. He even received a letter of commendation from the dean that was sent to his father saying, "Your son is a star of first rank." Tesla was a workaholic, claiming that he would work every day from 3 a.m. to 11 p.m. His studying went far beyond what was required by his professors. He spent all of his free time in the library studying instead of going out with friends and having a good time. He never had the chance to develop the social side of his personality, and he had a lack of romantic interest because he feared that falling in love would take away time from his precious studies. His relentless drive led him to divest all of his energy and time into his work with no exceptions. This relentless drive of his did not go unnoticed. When Tesla returned home after his first year of schooling, his mother praised him while his father's lack of praise caused him distress. Little did Tesla know, his father had been receiving letters from his professors expressing concern for him. They worried that he would work himself to death. So, Tesla's dad thought that if he did not acknowledge his son's success, then it would discourage him and cause him to slow down a bit in his studies. He was wrong. Tesla continued to push himself even though he was lacking his father's praise. However, Tesla was about to be in for a rough second year of school. He got into an argument with one of his professors over the design of the Graham dynamo, a simple-looking motor that consisted of 30 coils wrapped around a spinning ring of iron. He argued that the motor did not need commutators, which are moving parts of a rotary electrical switch that periodically reverse the current direction between the rotor and the external circuit. If that doesn't make sense to you, don't worry, I don't fully understand it either. Tesla ended up losing his scholarship at the end of the year and made the poor decision to take up gambling. During his 3rd year at university, in the midst of a full-blown gambling addiction, he ended up gambling away his allowance and tuition money. He stopped attending lectures and became the polar opposite of the star student that he once was. Severely underprepared for his final exams, he eventually dropped out of school in 1876 after being denied an extension. Ashamed of his failure, Tesla severed all ties with friends and family and decided to move to Maribor, Slovenia. Here he got his first job as a draftsman for an engineering firm. In 1879, he was driven out of Maribor by the authorities due to his lack of having a residence permit. He decided to go back to Gospic, where he taught at his old school, the Higher Real Gymnasium. In 1880, two of his uncles scraped together enough money for Tesla to leave Gospic for Prague, where he attended the University of Prague, studying philosophy without receiving credits or grades for the courses. In 1881, Tesla moved to Budapest, Hungary, and started a job at the telephone exchange. He soon realized that the new company he worked for was a mess and barely operational due to it being under construction at the time. He decided to take his talents elsewhere and work as a draftsman in the Central Telegraph Office, and after a few months he was promoted to the position of chief electrician. Here, Tesla made countless improvements to the equipment at the Central Telegraph Office and even developed his first electrical invention. He made a device known as a telephone repeater, which was essentially a loudspeaker. Although, this invention paled in comparison to his first big breakthrough. Tesla was obsessed with solving the riddle of alternating current, better known as AC. At the time, only DC current was available, which was developed by Frank Sprague, but Tesla knew that there was a better way of doing it. His obsession with AC current led him to have a mental breakdown. Whilst recovering after this breakdown in February 1882, Tesla went for a walk in a city park located in Budapest with one of his friends, Anthony Zaghetti. In the blink of an eye, something magical happened. Tesla claims to have had an epiphany due to a vision that he experienced. He stated that he looked at the setting sun and began to recite a passage from the tragic play named Gott's Faust. Then, suddenly, a rotating magnetic field flashed through his mind. With a stick, he drew a diagram in the sand explaining to his friend the principle of the induction motor. After this stroke of genius, him and Anthony moved to Paris, where they accepted positions at the Continental Edison Company. Here he pitched an idea to improve the Edison dynamos and then successfully created an automatic regulator that became gratefully accepted. Then on June 10th, 1883, Tesla successfully completed his privately built AC induction motor and demonstrated it to potential investors. Investors found the device to be interesting, but it was clear to Tesla that they did not fully understand the motor's true potential. The lack of enthusiasm in Europe for his induction motor is what makes Tesla realize that he has to leave Europe for the United States in order to find people who would understand and see the value of his creation. In 1884, the next chapter of Tesla's life began as an immigrant in the United States of America. I hope you enjoyed my first installment of the life of Nikola Tesla. Stay tuned for the next video of the series, which will follow Tesla throughout his journey of living in the United States. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos about the past, present, and future. Also, feel free to leave suggestions for other topics I should cover in the comments down below. This has been a Limitless Life production, signing out.